Alright, let's venture into the Cave of Wonders. Or at least once we kill all these guys.
Sora, this is the Cave of Wonders. Okay.
No more. I got Lucky Strike. I got Lucky Strike.
Nice. I feel like
that in
nobody's. Yeah. Oh no, go talk about Lucky Strike.
That's the ability that increases the chance of getting rare drops, and as you can imagine, is very helpful when you want to get 100%. So.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, if nobody's coined the term yet, I'm gonna call what people are doing with Jack Black posting.
Yeah, because the Minecraft movie comes out real soon, and no, I will not be seeing it. I don't care.
So, I noticed that Aladdin had, like, a blinking blue under his, like, little faceplate.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Yeah, it was, like, little flashing blue. I don't know what that meant, but... Because he's not out of health.
No. I might have to... I'll keep an eye on it. I might have to look at the footage again.
What is his abilities?
Oh, and I just missed it again. He mostly has just attacks and things to boost, like, his critical chance. He's mostly just someone who hits enemies.
I'm wondering if that's, like, his ability is an effect while that is... Or, like, that's, like, an indicator of it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I really like the design in here, despite it being very limited for a game.
So yeah, right there I was using gravity on these big guys. Takes out more than half their health.
Yeah, which is always nice. So, do you wish that their life bars were above them, or do you like that you see the health for the guy you're locked onto?
Kingdom Hearts has always placed the health bars into a certain place at the top left of the UI, and I prefer it that way. It could very easily get visually cluttered, like maybe if they started doing it from the beginning, but I've never found myself wanting it to be any different in any future game. It's fine.
I'm so used to ethers being hyper rare because of Pokemon.
Yeah, they're decently common simply because it's one of the only ways you can guarantee to have access to MP, which can be really important. So, although that said, these are my last two.
Isn't there a summon that just gives you MP constantly, or is that just health with Tinkerbell?
There is one summon who does give you MP orbs as kind of the main thing. But he can also drop extra things. We'll get to that summon later.
Cool. I missed most of the summons when I played through this game.
They aren't. They're useful in very specific circumstances. But like I said before, the fact that you have to sit through the entire animation, and they usually just aren't necessary for fights. They're big. A payoff for a high price that usually isn't worth it. And some of them, it's because of how rarely you can use them. A lot of players just never really figure out how. Like, Simba, it took me a long time to even realize how Simba is supposed to work.
It's like how people only recently figured out you can potentially scum part of Hollow Bastion with Dumbo.
Oh.
Yeah, people are like trying to like sequence break it because, I don't know, there's really cool videos about how there's like cutscene shenanigans and just the game really does not want you to do stuff out of order.
I was just watching a video about some of the most awkward and bad lines of dialogue in the Kingdom Hearts series. Yeah, going back to the beginning of the game with the encounter with the hooded figure in the secret place, looking at it again, I think the problem is that it was the animators screwing up. I think the line was written to be inquisitive rather than be surprised. Sora, rather than going, "Who are you?" was rather supposed to go, or no, "Where did you come from?" It was supposed to be, "Where did you come from?" You know. But the way that it was animated, you couldn't do that. He reacts with surprise right before that line is given. So if that was the case, then that would make sense. Because there's a lot of lines in this game where it seems like they just weren't directed properly. They put the emphasis on the wrong part of the line, and it sounds weird. And I'll point those out when we get to some of the later ones.
So, even though this is the Cave of Wonders, these little tiki guys spraying what I think is water remind me, of course, of the attraction, the Tiki Room at Disneyland. An attraction I seem to go to more often the older I get.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Disney park in 8 years.
I think
closest I got was a year ago. I went to Disney Springs, which is not in the park; it's the shopping area outside of it. But yeah, it's been a while.
I would love it if they would give the Tiki Room a rest to do some much needed repairs, and put in like the Dr. Facilier's like Friends on the Other Side bit could be perfect in that room. It would be so cool.
Well, they quite pointedly did not include any reference to that song in Tiana's.
Nope.
So I don't think that they are going to go out of their way to make the Tiki Room that for a very long time.
Yeah.
There would have to be a serious shakeup in Disney's internal culture.
When my brother and I rode that ride, it was funny. We described it as GameCube cutscene jump scare. Because there's like CGI in it that just feels really out of place at one point.
That can be the difficulty with making theme park rides that are meant to last for decades, that rely on current technology.
Well, that's the thing.
Some things can last forever, but some things don't.
Well, that's the crazy part. They have good CG for every other part of the ride, but that one moment is like, why does it look like this? It's weird.
Interesting.
It's like a completely different art style. But yeah, if you ever ride it, you'll see what I mean.
But yeah, so this is the return of fall off a thing to go to a place.
See, I'm trained by video games that means death, so I avoided falling down at all costs.
To be fair, Kingdom Hearts, the first time that you can encounter that is in Deep Jungle, and it explicitly shows Tarzan jumping off. Right. So it does teach you early on, like as soon as it can, that is a thing that you can do.
I guess when I see a big, flat, bottomless pit, my brain is just like, don't go down there.
Yeah. Yeah, the way that especially the lower levels connect can be, which we'll get to those in a minute, can be very unintuitive even for someone who's played a whole bunch, because there's a lot of different ways that they connect. And I needed to follow a pretty strict guide to make sure that I didn't bumble around and miss things.
So lore implication, if we're comparing this to the movie, this implies that the touch nothing but the lamp rule doesn't apply, and that Aladdin didn't do that, got the lamp, got out, because clearly, this place hasn't turned into lava and melted goo.
I mean, we're taking all kinds of treasure out here.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
So yeah, they're playing fast and loose with the rules from the film,
which I'm okay with.
Which is fine. Different work, different needs.
Ooh, red Trinity. Although I always think it's BS in the movie. Aladdin didn't break the rules, and Abu shouldn't have been allowed in.
Yeah,
that monkey had darkness in his heart.
Abu wasn't subject to the conditions of all of that, and so he shouldn't have been allowed in. Or, yeah, that's interesting.
Not to mention, you see parts where they're clearly touching the treasure, but because it's all over the dang floor, what are you supposed to do? So, I don't know. It's a great movie, and you know, animation. If you pull too many threads, you get into weird problems. Although I do love the theory, and this is a cracked theory, that you see the little vial that Jafar uses to escape is the same exact vial that Yzma uses to transform animals. or people and animals. So it's like, is there a whole like fanfic of those two meeting and maybe learning each other's crafts? But that's just
fanfic, absolutely. But the design of the bottle, given what Emperor's New Groove is, it was probably just a cheeky little Easter egg
absolutely.
reference.
Even then, it might have just been absolute coincidence. I'm just more joking. I like this.
Yeah.
This is a Tumblr post somewhere, I'm sure.
So we just got Torn Page, which means next part we'll be going to back to the 100 Acre Wood. So
I wonder who will be revived. Are we to understand?
That does, yeah.
Oh, are we to understand that Pooh's friends are in these pages?
The exact way in which the existence within the Winnie the Pooh storybook interacts with the physical storybook itself is something that we probably shouldn't think about too much.
But anyway, I cut you off.
No, that's fine. Because I forgot what I was going to say.
Aw. This area is cool. I always forget it exists. Huh. I would not have thought you could do that.
Yeah, I did not know for the longest time that you could swim up the waterfalls either. It's very helpful at times. And I want to say that I've tried to do it before and it didn't let me because I guess I didn't commit to it hard enough. But yeah, you usually when in video games, if someone goes down a waterfall, that's game speak for this is a one-way entrance.
Yeah. So when you step on a save point, it refills everything, right?
Yeah, it's very quickly fills up your health and MP and that of your party members. But it actually doesn't get it to full immediately, and I've actually manipulated that fact in Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically to fill up my health, but still keep it under 50%.
Oh, for like some kind of damage boost or other status effect?
For power grinding at the end of the game, because there's an ability that doubles your EXP if you get it while at 50% or lower. And there are things that you can do in the final area specifically to ensure that you don't heal at all if you don't want to. Yeah, so there's a Trinity right there, but we have Aladdin.
Right.
And this area opened up, and I want to say that it is possible to get the ledge here. I might have even done it before, but
that looks finicky.
It's intended that there's a thing that you do later with a Trinity we don't have yet that will make it easy, but it feels like you should be able to. You can just barely scum it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you'll get a Trinity later, but you'll also get the ability to, move a little better. So I'm surprised that you wouldn't just.
Oh yeah,
that.
you do get that before you get the Trinity. So yeah, you can just do that, but they clearly intend for you to use a foothold that you get.
My first wish, Genie. Show me the keyhole.
Wow, your wish was just to show you where it is in the area where you're already super close. Like, couldn't you have wished to have complete control over the heart or inside or whatever?
Or, like, make it unsealable or whatever. Like, then again, we don't know, because in, even in Aladdin, there's more than one kind of magic, but we don't really know to what extent Genie's powers are in this universe.
By the way, I just remembered what I forgot about a second ago. In regards to the 100 Acre Wood pages, it reminds me of an awesome Awkward Zombie comic about what would happen if these pages were damaged.
Oh no. I can already picture the body horror.
And the thing is that because the pages are reality, like, Pooh wouldn't notice anything wrong. He would see that it's fine. It's only outside observers that would recognize that something was amiss.
Oh gosh.
Alright, so taking down that pillar is what triggers that cutscene, and that's what allows us to go into the next room, so that is required to go down there for that. Which means that, yes, you do have to go to the under areas in order to proceed.
That's cool that they found a way to kind of force it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of another thing.
Need Aladdin cell.
The pickup radius on prizes is very sensitive to the Z-axis, because right there, I was standing right next to it. I didn't pick it up because it was slightly above me, and so I jumped up and then I picked it up. So
yeah, it's why
that's something that can be.
That's why Treasure Magnet is one I absolutely love.
Well, I don't even think Treasure Magnet extends the Z-axis just in X and Y. Or I guess it would be the Y-axis.
I can never keep that straight because some software says up and down is Y, and some software says up and down is Z. It's not consistent.
Yeah, I always think of Y as the vertical axis because I think of a graph as being up and down, and then Z gives it depth, in and out depth, rather than thinking of a graph by default as being printed on a piece of paper lying down,
right,
with Z bringing it upwards.
Doing so may actually prove useful
that makes sense.
To our...
Wait a second. Are you Maleficent?
Jafar, let Jasmine go!
Not gonna mention anything about that, whatever.
You see, she's a princess. One of 7 who somehow hold the key to opening the door.
Open?
But you fools won't live to see what lies beyond it.
But I'll volunteer the information anyway.
My second wish, crush them!
See, this raises the question.
Genie?
If Genie is allowed to kill...
The one with the lamp calls the shots. I don't have a
He
choice.
didn't say to kill them, he just said to crush them. So some of Jafar's battle quotes here are very memorable, simply because he is speaking in like a made-up language, or maybe it's not made up, I don't know. But some of them are kind of funny.
I'm really sorry.
Or no, maybe I'm mixing it up with some of the quotes from a later game.
Oh,
here we are.
Here we go.
Screw it, I'm gonna use it in the boss fight. So, here's the summon animation for Simba, which has actually become kind of a motif in the series. Like, if they want to show Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora doing something cool, they will show the summon animation and just not show Simba popping out.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
So, do you not even have to aim that?
Get me straight.
I believe it's a shockwave.
Okay. Whoa.
So, right there, yeah, I activated it, and Genie dropped a whole bunch of stuff. I believe that if you hit Genie hard enough, he'll drop stuff, but
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know if there's even a way to do it outside of Simba.
That's interesting.
But yeah, you can kind of see why summons don't get much usage when Simba is your first one. Use him, you go through that whole animation, he gets like 2 shots off, and then he goes away. It's like, well, that was lame.
So I wonder, would it be said that Jafar is like using Blizzaga in that one where he's using like the ice?
I mean, those would certainly be the elemental damage modifiers here, but I don't think that he was technically using like fire and blizzard. It's just each world has its own magic that may or may not sorta kind of fit into the Kingdom Hearts magic system.
Right, because I know Donald explicitly has like the Final Fantasy attacks.
Yeah, he has the same magic. In this game, just has the same magic that Sora has. Speaking of summons, Bahamut, a long-time summon in Final Fantasy, was originally intended to be one of Sora's summons, but they later decided to have all of the summons just be Disney characters.
That's probably a
some
good
of
call.
Yeah, some of Bahamut's code is in the game, and you can re-enable the option through hacking, but if you choose it, I think the game just crashes.
Don't you fight Bahamut?
Obviously there's no models or anything. No, you never. Bahamut has never showed up in.
I'm thinking of another thing that's near the end of this game that I always confuse for Bahamut.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Uh-huh.
So this boss is kind of annoying because of Jafar flying far out of your reach and then going invincible and flying around for a bunch of time, and then you have to climb up to get him. It's not the most exciting fight. But you can't interrupt him.
You know, it's funny. Because genies are traditionally seen as they'll grant your wish, just not how you want, I could see him granting Jafar's wishes obtusely on purpose.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. Most of the weaknesses in Jafar's wishes here is just that they are, he could be asking for way more.
Oh, yeah.
Like, his second wish could easily have been make me the most powerful sorcerer in the world so that I can crush them.
Yeah. Or, I wish to stop Sora's heart.
Although, the most powerful sorcerer in the world, that would be a loophole because he would just have to be the most powerful one in this world,
right,
not in any other.
Which he probably already is.
Yeah.
No, that was easy. No, it wasn't easy. It was just tedious.
Oh well, we got some.
Oh.
Oh hey, and we got our first second tier spell, Blizzara.
Nice.
Okay, so I know Jasmine's over there, but I really need to refill some stuff
She'll
and
be
move stuff around.
fine. She's not going anywhere.
It's and we definitely won't do this again, where we just sort of assume she'll be fine and leave. See, she's fine.
Huh.
It is a pretty cool design for the keyhole.
Yeah.
It's got a bit more grandeur than some of the other ones, I might say.
Gotta hit the notes in the movie.
Last one's the only one that counts. I guess he does still have the lamp, so yeah, Genie still does have to obey him.
Yeah. And now he doesn't.
Alright, once again, I'm sure that Jasmine will be absolutely fine if we leave entirely.
You know, if we were smart, we'd seal the keyhole right now.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at there by running over there and whacking it. Like, right here, I could do it. Alright, we got Genie Jafar, and he is pathetically easy.
I like the
Mostly
detail.
because...
Oh,
yeah?
oh, just that he's in the lava and Jinn are made of fire. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe Jinns in Eastern folklore are largely associated with fire. So yeah, you don't even have to worry about Jafar much. He won't attack you very much, and it's not likely to hit you very hard if he does. Mostly just focus on Iago. Like right there, I parried that. Just focus on Iago and smack the crap out of him.
Gilbert Gottfried's the real MVP in this fight because his labored breathing is pretty funny.
It is pretty good, yeah. Sometimes, though, like, this fight could be anywhere from, like, a minute to 5 minutes, just depending on how, where Iago feels like flying. Because sometimes he can hang out, like, look, right there, he went outside of the bounds of the area.
Can you not even shoot fire at him?
You probably can, but, I mean, you'd have to jump up, and you get, like, one shot off, and... Yeah, we're still not to the point where a single fire cast is going to do very much outside of elemental elemental resistances. Yeah, so got some great grunting sounds from Gottfried there. And yeah, when you hear that, it means that Iago is about to sit down and do nothing for a while, so wail away.
I'm glad that we're hitting the lamp and not this poor bird. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah. Like I said, this is not a hard fight.
Yeah.
Kind of a joke.
I'm glad they made Iago like an ally in the animated series.
Jafar, back to your lamp.
And didn't they do that in the direct-to-DVD sequels as well?
Yeah, like after the second movie, he's like, well, I'm done with Jafar.
He was a jerk.
Itty bitty living space. Throw it in the lava.
Oh, hey, and we also get Fira. Ah, and here we have Ansem's report. So this is kind of the lore dump of the game. Now, you may notice that right there it said... Oh, and Jasmine got taken.
She gone.
You might notice that the Ansem report there was numbered 0. As part of my translation mod, localization mod, I restored the Ansem's report back to the original Japanese numbering of 0 through 12 rather than 1 through 13.
But what about Organization 13?
There's still 13 of them. He also likes 0, so...
Okay.
But and that's actually mostly for the sake of continuity, because in Kingdom Hearts 2, they refer back to this report, Part 0 specifically, even though in the official localization, there was no Part 0. So, yeah, just reverting the numbering back clears up a lot of confusion. And we will actually be reading, or at least I'll be showing, every part of the Ansem's report, because I do consider it to be a key part of the experience. Of, like, the build-up of everything. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
We have this little mini-game. I bet you didn't know that you can use the jump button to do evasive maneuvers.
I might have done it by
didn't.
accident.
Yeah, because otherwise, I'm not sure if it's possible to do this without getting hit without that move. This sequence always lasts a lot shorter than I expect it to. It's like right as I'm getting used to it, it's like, okay, I got this. Oh, it's over. Okay.
To be fair, it was pretty short in the movie as well.
Yeah.
I think that was CGI.
Yeah, and you can see in Kingdom Hearts 1, they're trying to hit as many key memorable parts of the movie as possible.
Man, all this Agrabah makes me want to go watch Chowder.
Oh, and we're back here now. And here's where we definitively shut down bringing Disney characters into other worlds. Because Tarzan didn't even ask, but here they're like, nope, we can't do it.
Mud.
Meddling.
I feel like they break that rule as time goes on.
Hello, you still have one wish left. Look,
So now that's
just say the word.
another princess
Ask me
that
to find
we've
Jasmine for
come
you.
across. Counting the 4 that were on the stained glass windows in the Awakening, we now know of 6 of them.
Ow!
Thank you, Homer.
I think he looks naked without those.
Deal's a deal, Genie.
He does, yeah.
Now,
It's
you can
like
go
a
anywhere
beast
you
situation
want.
where
You're your own master.
you get so used to one thing that a change at the very end
If you
makes
can,
them look
it'd
sort
be
of weird.
great if you could go along with
Obviously,
them.
the
Help
one in
Sora
Beauty and the
find
Beast is
Jasmine.
way more drastic.
Sorry, Al. I'm done taking orders from others.
Oh, this is awkward.
A favor? Now that's entirely different.
Nice save, Genie.
I guess I could give that a try. After all, we're pals, right, Al?
Genie.
I feel like the relationship between
Just
him and
leave it to
Genie
me.
doesn't really sell it to me in this game, unless they like talked a bunch before we met.
Not really. Compared to the film, yeah, we're meant to understand that there was a lot of bonding that happened off screen.
Right.
'Cause they had to rush a lot of stuff.
Smarmy Vizier could have had him. If someone had stuck around to give him a hand.
Hey, I did my part. I brought the princess, didn't I?
Oh, so he took her.
Oh, yeah. You thought that it was Maleficent, but no, it was Riku doing the dirty work.
Beware of letting it burn too fiercely.
Whoa, lighten up. I'm as cool as they come, okay? By the way, kid, have we got something special for you?
Huh?
We had a deal, yes. You help us, and we grant you your wish.
Girl.
The first indication we've had of Kairi outside of Sora's weird hallucinations.
Right.
Kyrie!
Go to
That was a
her.
delayed
Your
reaction.
vessel is
Yes.
waiting.
So that means he has a ship.
Just remember, this is no
By your vessel, she's referring to Captain Hook's ship.
pleasant voyage.
Why are you doing all this for me? What's the catch?
Catch. What's the catch?
So that line right there that Maleficent just said it was on the list of the awkward Kingdom Hearts lines, and yeah, it's not
I seriously doubt that.
delivered quite right.
Yeah.
But lest we forget, I kept mine.
Most of the time, it's just they time things wrong and put the emphasis on the wrong word.
Right.
But it's clear that, I mean, and I'm sure that this is usually how it happens, they clearly weren't alone in the recording booth and didn't have
Right.
all of the context of the other lines.
The best version of that in the world has to be there's an old Hercules movie where he misreads the script. Hercules does, and he reads like, "This isn't my world," and then he reads the direction is disappointed, but instead he just yells disappointed at the top of his lungs.
I've seen that quote, that clip. Yeah, that's classic.
I don't know if that is Hercules. I don't know.
Maybe it was like Conan
It's
Barbarian or
something.
something.
Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know. All those
Maybe, I don't know.
80s schlock all blends together for me.
So we got the Aladdin Keyblade 3 Wishes, which I think is pretty cool, but we also got Genie as a summon, because not all of the summons are obtained by giving gems to the fairy godmother. Some of them you just get as part of the story.
I think he's much better in 2, but only if you know the scum.
Much of my life has been dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge. That knowledge has guarded this world well. Not a soul doubts that. I am blessed with my people's smiles and respect, but though I am called a sage, there are things I do not understand. I believe darkness sleeps in every heart, no matter how pure. Given the chance, the smallest drop can spread and swallow the heart. I've witnessed it many times. Darkness, darkness of the heart. How is it born? How has it come to affect us so? As ruler of this world, I must find the answers. I must find them before this world is lost to those taken by the darkness.
Oh, the irony.
So yeah, we get a little bit of insight, because they mentioned Ansem as like the guy in charge of the world where the Final Fantasy characters came from, and he was like a scientist, and here he's like, what's darkness? What's all this about? I want to learn more.
It's funny, the whole darkness, heart, friendship, yada yada. I feel like I'm getting flavors of that in Final Fantasy XIV story, so I think it's not just Kingdom Hearts that has that trope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Nomura has really worked on Final Fantasy much, but, or I mean, on Final Fantasy XIV much. Obviously, he's done a lot for Final Fantasy, but I wouldn't be surprised if certainly some younger staffers took some of his early work as an inspiration.
I'm just so surprised that game came out in 2013.
Really?
Yeah. I should look up and see if it used to look worse. Anyway, we don't get to buy any fresh fish. We catch them, you buy them. But
So yeah, this is
oh,
so here's this guy using Waka's model. So yeah, after you seal the keyhole, until you leave the world, usually there will be no Heartless to indicate that, oh, things are peaceful, and they come back and the Heartless are back. But this one, Agrabah is unique in that a couple of NPCs that were presumably hiding from all of the Heartless running around are here, and they're both model swaps of existing, or texture swaps of existing characters. Because this is that guy from Traverse Town.
Oh, yeah.
Although, he's saying that they're everywhere, even though he only came back because they're not everywhere anymore. Oh, and we have the Green Trinity now. Trinity Ladder.
Oh, it's a good thing Goopy has a strong back.
And a good thing that that chest didn't smash Donald's beak in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so technically I could head straight back to Traverse Town and unlock the synthesis shop, but I'm gonna do that when the story brings me back to Traverse Town. So,
I never touched that system.
It was... You really have to go through a lot of crap to get much out of it in Final Mix. In the original game, it very consistently rewarded you with stuff. Yeah, so now whenever we get a Trinity, when you go to the main menu, it reminds you, hey, you know, you can get more stuff now.
So that's the hint.
Yeah, that's the hint to go unlock a synthesis shop. Oh, and also the hint to tell you, hey, stupid, go back and do more adventures with Winnie the Pooh. All right, so let's do some more gummy stuff. We got some more gummy parts, so let's
get this ship in ship shape.
Yep. Hey, there we go. Even more guns hanging off of this thing like tumors.
Oh gosh.
I mostly just replaced one gun and got a couple of more parts with more HP on them. Alright, well, we will be moving on to our next world next time.